But, Honorable Speaker, as we do this, we would like your committee, Honorable Speaker, to chair, to give them more money, more resources. The fact that they have the power and the statute and the law on their side, Honorable Speaker, without funds, without money, they will do nothing. So many times the National Lands Commission is underfunded. And if it is underfunded, Honorable Speaker...
Order. Somebody's on a point of order. What's your order? What's your point of order?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The MP for Isiolo South.
Yes, the Deputy Majority Leader mentioned the Coast Region and any other parts concerning historical injustices. Historical injustices covers even our part. In the northern part of the country, including Isiolo, is also covered. Please mention even Isiolo.
Okay, Honorable Speaker. And I want to ask that there are people to hear you, because you are a very good representative. You have to remind, actually what you've done, Honorable Speaker, this member of parliament for Isiolo will get another term. Because he is very concerned about his people. I want to say, Honorable Speaker, the people of Northeastern have suffered historical land injustices.
Northern Kenya.
Northern Kenya have suffered historical land injustices for many years. They have lived without titles. They have lived on land that other people claim is their land, Honorable Speaker. And they deserve justice. And that's why the Constitution of Kenya put two important things in that Constitution. One, that historical land injustices be reviewed, Honorable Speaker, and also they put the Equalization Fund so that the region of Northern Kenya, Honorable Speaker, can be at par with the other regions, Honorable Speaker. And if, Honorable Speaker, we do not handle the issue of land injustices, there is no way even Equalization Fund can bring equality. Land ownership and land tenure system, Honorable Speaker, is what we require first for us to advance our societies, our communities. And the people, of course, the people of Kilifi, the people of Kwale, the people of the Northern Kenya, can never take off as giants in the economic matters, Honorable Speaker, if they do not get land back. We fought for independence on this country for three things, Honorable Speaker: to get economic independence, to get political independence, but also to get back our lands, Honorable. That's why the war independence was important. But some regions, Honorable Speaker, got two things, got one thing only: political independence. But they have been denied economic independence and they've been denied their land. This law, Honorable Speaker, and I'm very passionate about this, is a precursor, is one big step towards ensuring that the reasons why we fought for independence in this country is achieved. And I am happy today that this 13th Parliament is midwifing this law, Honorable Speaker. And as we move, Honorable Speaker, on this matter, I want to say this. Although the presidential reservation, we support it because of the thresholds, constitutional. But there is one thing, while I will agree with it, but principally, Honorable Speaker, the Supreme Court ruled you cannot limit a right by virtue of time. A right is a right. If you are denied your right this year and you come and claim it 2050, it will still be a right. But what we have, but the presidential memorandum, Honorable, has introduced the aspect of time again, capping it at 5 years. So if something was done to me and I come to realize this was an injustice 10 years from now, what do we do? And the Supreme Court made a ruling, Honorable Speaker, that we cannot deny a right, somebody's right, by virtue that time has elapsed to lodge a complaint. But because of the constitutional thresholds, we cannot overturn. But I also like what they have done. They have said Parliament can review and give more time. Although it's not something that I really wanted.
Deputy Majority Leader,
but I want to say, I want to thank this Parliament. I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me the time to speak. I know when I talk about Northeastern, it touches you, your heart. And I want your heart to continue to be touched, Honorable Speaker, by such things. Otherwise, I rest my case and I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order. Are you on a point of order? No. At this stage, it's allowed, yes, but only a small leeway. But if you insist, and you all want to be watched by your constituents back at home, I'll allow the Honorable, the Narok MP and Karole Omondi. Are you asking for yourself or are you asking for somebody else? Are you okay? Proceed, Honorable Watch, and then followed by Karoli, and then the MP for Narok. And honorable order. Honorable members, and please just take a minute. I know it's a very touchy issue. That's why the chair is willing to give a certain leeway. And land is a very passionate thing in this country, and it rightfully is. But let's just take 1 minute all so that we can conclude this matter.
And Speaker, I want to thank you.
Is that Tandaza at that end there? Honorable Tandaza? Gatana, okay. Proceed, Lord.
Thank you, Speaker, for allowing us the latitude to speak on this very emotive matter. And while I have no problem, absolutely, with Honorable Bayer and why we need to extend the time to deal with historical injustices, land injustices, my problem would be the expansionist nature in which the presidential memorandum has been crafted. Because if you allow this the way it is, to review all grants and or dispositions of public land, I have a particular case that would be affected by this, some of which is ancestral land, land that is under freehold, and I'm talking in respect of my own father, biological father, an 80-year-old guy whom the Kisumu County government has been trying to use through craft of interpretation to try and review leasehold that Kanyakwar people, and I think the Honorable Nyikal, owns land in the place where I am talking about. Land that has been ancestral, freehold, but which under craft of interpretation and expansionist way of looking at this may not be classified as dealing with historical injustices. It would be taking away proprietary rights that had already been accrued, which must not have been the intention of the Constitution and the drafters of this when they said they wanted to deal with the cases in Northeastern, the ones in Coast, and even in Madare where we've not been titled since independence. I have a problem with how the National Land Commission, and lastly, and I thank you, this is my very last point. We must also look at the constitutionality of this in respect of what you call the retrospective or retroactive application of law. How do you pass a law today to roll back the rights that have been accrued 20, 30 years ago?
Fair enough, Karoli.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. When this is not a new clause, actually, it was there before. And the reason why it was there was to deal with illegal disposition of public land that had occurred before the new constitution of 2010. So what we are trying to do is to give it another 5 years to exist. The problem is the sunset clause was introduced so that there can be certainty of legal titles as a function of the general economy. And by keeping to extend the sunset clause, we are creating uncertainty. So we need to be very sure, what is it? There must be something that somebody forgot to take to the attention of the commission for review. And it is something to do with public land, but it has been misinterpreted even to lay claims on certain parcels of land owned by various other bodies. And even though, the minority leader was talking of a right that should not be limited by a fluxion of time, surely equity only assists the vigilant and not the indolent. You must assert your rights within a certain period of time for that certainty to be there. And even though we are passing it, I think we need to be very clear that it cannot go ad infinitum. At some point, this provision has to be exited so that there is certainty. Because if you have not claimed that your rights were violated for 100 years, surely, what have you been doing? Sleeping on your rights. That's what I wanted to correct.
Fair enough,
yeah.
Honorable. Maybe this window of correcting was not there before. It's only there now. Anyway, the Honorable MP for Narok, you only enjoy a right when you get the window.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wanted to weigh in on this matter, Mr. Speaker, especially, as legislators, the law allows this House to do all the legislations. And it is only this House, Mr. Speaker, whenever there is a memoranda sent by the President, it means it was a failure on our part to to ensure that we do a law that is in addendum with almost everybody. So, Mr. Speaker, what I'm only asking the chair, the lands chair, is that let us implement the law as it is, as it has been sent back, and let us ensure that all the land matters. It is unfortunate that at this age and era, Mr. Speaker, we still have squatters in this country. We still have people who are living on their land without titles. We still have people whose cases have been pending in courts and has never been reviewed, Mr. Speaker. So I think it is an opportunity for the chair and this House, Mr. Speaker, to ensure that all the landless people in this country are settled. All those people who have cases in courts for land cases, Mr. Speaker, are settled. All those people who are living on land without titles, Mr. Speaker, are titled so that people can also live peacefully. Because, you know, Mr. Speaker, thank you, Mr. Speaker, I think most of the issues that we have been having, clashes, conflicts, are because of land. Mr. Speaker, let us sit as a house and clear those matters so that we can have our...
Asante Bwana Spika. Hiki kipengele ambacho tunakifanyia marekebisho kilikuwepo, lakini tunataka kukipatia nguvu zaidi. Kumekuwa na dhulma za kihistoria za mashamba, hususan pwani. Watu wengi mashamba yao yamekuwa yakichukuliwa bila wao kujua. Sasa hii tume ya kitaifa ya mashamba imepatiwa tena nguvu ya miaka 5 kuchunguza vile dhulma za mashamba zimefanyika miaka mingi. Wachukue muda huu sasa, kwa sababu ule muda waliopatiwa ulikuwa umeisha. Wachukue muda huu kuhakikisha kwamba Wakenya ambao wamedhulumiwa hasa mashamba yao wanaweza kupata haki katika huu muda wa miaka 5 ambao tumepatia. Wasisubiri mpaka miaka 5 ishe alafu ndo waje tena bunge waulize miaka 5 mingine ya kuwa wanataka kufanya kazi hiyo moja. Asante Bwana Speaker.
Mheshimiwa Professor Nyikal. And then the very last one, the MP for Isiolo South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is not in reference to what Honorable Watch said, which is also a fact. But Mr. Speaker, I think this is a double-edged sword in the hands of the National Lands Commission. Whereas it is quite acceptable, and I agree that where there were historical injustices, there should be opportunity to review. But it also presents opportunity for abuse, where land that actually had been owned, the proprietary rights who have been there for years, now can be claimed back. And my concern, and I want to say this for the records, my concern are public institutions, particularly schools, police stations, and so on, where community members long time ago actually gave land for schools to be built, for police stations to be built, and other institutions and colleges. And now, we have had cases where actually grandparents or grandchildren or grandchildren are now coming up to say that we were not consulted this land, this was the only land, and therefore, as a family, now we are landless, and this was given to the public. And now it's being used as such. Now, these are cases that can actually be very deleterious and cause a lot of problems to public institutions. So I think the Land Commission is behoved to now look at this very, very carefully and protect the rights of institutions and individuals that may be affected.
MP for Isiolo South.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I interjected, I tried to get through point of order when the majority leader was talking. And he was touching about other districts, counties, which have problems, have had problems of historical land injustices. The reason why I jumped up is simply because we, the northern Kenya, will be faced by the same problems. And it has started with Isiolo. Isiolo being next to developed world, I can call in court. We are getting that problem now. The land has been, our land has already been, we had undergone historical injustice at independence, immediately after independence, when people were giving, the first commission was formed. And we went to court. In 2015, the court pronounced itself, the High Court of Kenya, Justice Lenaola, that there was historical injustice, and the case number 511 in 2015, that matter be referred to National Assembly to form a commission which will go and get that matter corrected. Up to today, nothing has come out. And today, and we were told that the time has lapsed. That is why I'm saying we are now getting a air of relief, so that the National Land Commission should now push for formation of a commission over that matter in Isiolo between us and Meru County. That is where we have, and it's a pending case, and the judge has announced themselves, and we could not go anywhere to get our matters pursued further than that, so that the historical injustice we suffered after 1963 can be taken care of.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very last one, Sarah Korere. Mheshimiwa Sarah Korere.
Thank you,
Please
Speaker.
give her the mic.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, this amendment, if I'm not wrong, speaks specifically to public land. And Speaker, you know when it comes to matters land, it is very emotive. But again, Mr. Speaker, it is true what the Honorable Member for Isiolo South is raising, that the National Land Commission, at least in our knowledge, has failed to address the historical land injustices. But Speaker, having said that, there is public land, especially in northern Kenya, where we all come from, where the government had allocated this land to public institutions, regardless of the need of the locals of those areas. And most of the times, Mr. Speaker, like the Leparua land, you find that the Kenya Defense Forces has been given so much land, and the local communities are killing each other because of the scarce resources. You know, if you look at the KDF today, there is so much grounds they can go to train. The Suguta Valley, why should that be a no-go zone area for the KDF? They have everything it takes to flush out those bandits there and go and train in Suguta Valley. They can go train in Gogodo Forest. You know, the bandits have taken over Gogodo Forest. So this amendment is very important, and the local communities. You know, Mr. Speaker, sir, if you look at Rumuruti today, there is so much public land in Rumuruti which the county government is using to dish out to their friends in Nairobi, in wherever, and the local communities who are there are still landless. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I think this amendment will come in time, and the incoming National Lands Commission must do better than their predecessors. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Jamatian, you came late. What happened? Serious. 1 minute.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to add my comments on this, that if you look at largely pastoralist land, it is always equated to public land, and it's many times underutilized. But if you look at the recommendation of the Commission, most people who live in those lands suffer a lot. In question, we have people who have lived in this land, mainly foreigners. Like in Baringo, for instance, at Laikipia, we have one tract of land owned by one Cookie Coleman. Sometimes it's historic, but the effect that always is brought to the community is so much. I think the Commission should do better in considering the realities of the day at the expense of the, rewarding and giving people land, or adjusting their recommendations and laws that might many times affect the people who are in those lands, and calling it public land. It's not public. It is always people's lands. Called public because probably it's not owned privately. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many of the opinions say aye? Aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. Next order. Who is on a point of order? The MP for Isiolo South.
My order, mine is something different. I think almost a month ago, before we went on recess, the last recess, I raised the question about insecurity in Isiolo. And that matter was referred by the speaker that it should come up, the answer should come up 1 week after the recess. And we are in 2 weeks. We are in 2 weeks now after the recess, that recess. I want to bring to your attention at least.
The Honorable Tubi.
Yes, sir.
Whereas I do understand and appreciate the gravity of insecurity anywhere in this country. Whereas I do understand that challenges are many in Isiolo. This was supposed to have been raised at order number 7.
Sorry?
We're now on order number...
No, I'm just trying to bring that matter should be brought up because
Yes,
it has
but
delayed.
You should have raised it at that time.
It has.
But nonetheless, nonetheless, honorable members, I've heard you. Is the chair of the committee in the House now? He is not in the House. He's a member of the committee in the House, any member of the security, the parliamentary committee on security. Is any of the leadership of the House here? The Honorable Deputy Majority Leader.
Yes,
When do we have that statement?
let me
Could you
promise
say
you.
as early as tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I may not vouch for tomorrow, but before we go on recess, you'll have your report.
Order. Honorable Baya Owen, people who are dying cannot sit back and wait for recess. Recess is when?
Recess is Tuesday.
The next Tuesday.
Thursday.
This Thursday.
So we only have tomorrow and Thursday.
Honorable
Yeah, but-
Oyambaya, I direct that you look for your chairman of the committee and let's have this answer tomorrow, the very latest in the afternoon. If you can get it in the morning, so much the better.
Much obliged, my speaker.
Thank you. Next order. Okay, the next order. Well, you
Order number 12, motion. Consideration of fifth report on examination of financial statements of selected state corporations.
Order number 12. Order number 12, Chairperson, Public Investment Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture. I do understand that he has communicated to the clerk's table that this matter be deferred to an appropriate date in the future when he'll be in a position to prosecute it. Next order.
Order number 13, the Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Amendment Bill, National Assembly number 41 of 2024. Second reading.
The Honorable Aden Mohammed, MP. It's been moved, yeah? It's not been moved. It's not been moved for second reading. That's the information I have. This has to be deferred also to an appropriate date when the Honorable Aden Mohammed will be in a position to move this second reading. Before I go to the next order, order number 14, I want to recognize the very important guests we have. I want to recognize the presence of the public gallery of students from, is this Uchweni? Yes. From Uchweni Primary School, the Raka Nidi. Is where is the member of parliament for the Tharaka Nithi? I thought I saw Murugara here just a few minutes ago. In the absence of Murugara, I would call upon the majority leader to give a word of encouragement. Owembaya, to give a... Yes, give a word of, what do you call it, recognition and encouragement to the children from Uchweni Primary School in Tharaka Nithi, which is a very arid place.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
They need all the encouragement, yes.
On behalf of the leadership and on behalf, I want to welcome the students from Tharaka. I welcome you to the chamber of the National Assembly, these hallowed grounds, this august house, Honorable Speaker, and also to welcome you to the National Assembly.
It's the public gallery. You face this side.
Yes, to the National Assembly, Honorable
Yes.
Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Tharaka reminds us of very interesting things. But one of the things is Tharaka has given us the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. And I want to encourage the children, just like our Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, who sat in this house, Honorable Speaker. We look forward, Honorable Speaker, to you one day coming to this chamber, work hard on your studies, play smart, do your best, and become glowing and very successful people out there in life after high school and
Excellent.
after school,
Excellent.
Honorable Speaker. But I also want to remind that the beauty of Tharaka is that they always give us the last results, and those results form government. And therefore, you're very, very special people, the people of Tharaka. You're most welcome to
Okay,
this
I
chamber.
also want to recognize the presence of students from Gashiongo Primary Junior School in Tharaka, another Tharaka. Today is a Tharaka Day. And then Michesethiu Primary School and Junior School from Bere North in Embu. And Chengalo Chereber School from Keses in Wasingishu. Now, somebody, I am looking for a lady to give those words of encouragement. And under circumstances, I think you proceed, Honorable. Chematian. Give her the mic. I'll give that school. The other one is in the Speaker's Gallery, but that will be done by somebody else. I'll call on the MP for Imirua Dikir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to take the opportunity to welcome all the students and pupils in the gallery, public and the Speaker's gallery to this August House. I want to tell them that everything is possible. You work hard, and success is very intentional. Everything you do today in school, at home, is going to reflect the future of your life. As you go back to school, make sure you always give it to your best. Otherwise, I want to say welcome and enjoy your time in Parliament, ask questions if you get opportunity, and learn more. Thank you so much.
Finally, in the Speaker's Gallery, and hopefully one of the speakers in the future will come from the students who are sitting right now in the Speaker's Gallery from Eldoret Achiever School, from Kapseret in Wasingishu. Can you applaud you know how to applaud in Parliament? Thank you. You're seated now. And now I call upon the MP for Imirua Dikir to proceed and give a serious word of encouragement. Words of encouragement to the students.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
On behalf of your colleagues from Wasingishu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of my colleagues, I would also wish to congratulate the students who are of the Speaker's Gallery and, of course, the public gallery, those who come from different counties and different schools that welcome to the National Assembly. This is a place where they make laws. This is a place where they run almost the whole thing. This is where everything emanates from. Welcome and feel great because you are the future, and that future is now. You can always follow these proceedings and copy from here. But the most important thing, Mr. Speaker, is that they have found this house when it is very disciplined. So I think it is also for them to be disciplined in their schools so that they can make it to this National Assembly.
Fair enough.
Otherwise,
we wish you all a happy trip back and a very safe trip back, and congratulate you on behalf of the House. Next order.
Order number 14, the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023, second reading.
The second reading has not been moved. Is that in order? Yeah, where is the honorable member, Timothy Torre-Teach, the co-sponsor? Okay, move this second reading. Do you wish to move the second reading now?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, thank you for that opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I rise to move that the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023, be read a second time. Honorable Speaker, it's also an honor for me that this is my first bill as a first-time elected member of Parliament, and therefore it's an honor and privilege to move this bill. Honorable Speaker, the bill was read. Honorable Speaker, I am a co-sponsor of this bill, having been sponsored by my friend, the Senator for Nandi, Honorable Samson Cherargei, and therefore, Honorable Speaker, I am a co-sponsor of this particular bill. Honorable Speaker, the bill was read a first time on Wednesday, 5th June 2024, and committed to the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security for consideration and reporting pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 127. Honorable Speaker, Article 174 of the Constitution recognizes devolution not only as a means of promoting accountable exercise of power, but also its importance in enhancing checks and balances and the separation of powers. In this regard, Honorable Speaker, the Constitution under Article 183 grants critical mandate to the county executive committees and consequently members of those committees. This includes 1, to implement county legislation, number 2, implement national legislation within county, number 3, manage and coordinate functions of the county administration and its departments, and finally, any other functions conferred by the Constitution or legislation. Honorable Speaker, with the promulgation of the 2010 Constitution, Kenya adopted a presidential system of government in which county governors are sometimes elected from the party with a minority membership in the county assembly. The members of the county executive committee are appointed by the governor. Where a county assembly consists of members from the majority party and a governor from the party with a minority membership, the county executive committee members are often forced into acceding to the demands of the county assembly, thus hampering service delivery by the county executive. Honorable Speaker, this bill seeks to increase the threshold to remove a member of the county executive committee at all 3 stages by A, increasing the threshold of the members required to propose a motion for removal of from 1/3 of all members to 2/3. Number 2, increasing the threshold of members required to support a motion for removal from 1/3 of the members of the assembly to 2/3, and therefore set in motion the appointment of a select committee to investigate the matter. And third, Honorable Speaker, increasing the threshold of members required to support a finding of substantiated allegations by the select committee from a simple majority of the members of the county assembly to at least 2/3 of the members. Honorable Speaker, this higher threshold is justified to ensure that the county executive committee members perform their functions as set out under Article 183 of the Constitution effectively without the fear of being removed by the county assembly members. Honorable Speaker, this amendment seeks to bolster governance, stability, and accountability by ensuring that removal motions are based on substantial grounds and supported by a significant majority of county assembly members. Honorable Speaker, under Article 10 of our Constitution, it establishes national values, including good governance, integrity, transparency, and accountability. Article 185 grants legislative authority to county assemblies, allowing them to oversee county executive committees. Article 174 emphasizes accountable public power at the county level, supporting democratic governance and protecting marginalized groups. Honorable Speaker, further, Section 40 of the County Governments Act, which we are now proposing to amend, details the removal process for county executive committee members. Currently, Honorable Speaker, 1/3 is only needed to initiate and advance removal motions, which the bill proposes to increase to 2/3. I will explain later, Honorable Speaker, the reason as to why. Honorable Speaker, one is by increasing, we shall ensure there's accountability and prevent frivolous and vexatious motions. In what manner, Honorable Speaker? One, raising the threshold from 1/3 to 2/3 ensures that removal motions are grounded on serious, substantiated reasons, preventing frivolous or politically motivated actions. This also aligns to Article 47, which guarantees fair administrative action that is lawful, reasonable, and procedurally fair. Honorable Speaker, the current law threshold of 1/3 undermines due process as outlined in Article 47 of the Constitution by allowing motions with insufficient backing, leading to potential unjust removals driven by personal or political motives. Article 236, Honorable Speaker, of our Constitution protects public officers from dismissal without due process. A higher threshold mitigates political pressures and upholds the right to fair administrative action, aligning with constitutional principles. Honorable Speaker, if you compare what we are proposing with what we currently have, the national standards, the bill's proposed threshold is consistent with the removal process of cabinet secretaries under Article 152, which requires 1/4 of National Assembly members to initiate and a majority to remove. This consistency ensures rigorous standards for both national and county governments. Honorable Speaker, but given the localized and politically charged nature of county assemblies, a higher threshold is justified to prevent manipulation. Honorable Speaker, I want to cite a case example from one of the county assemblies in this country. That is, I want to give an example of Elgeyo Marakwet County Assembly, Honorable Speaker, which has 30 members of county assembly, MCS. Under the current law, which is 1/3, only 10 members out of the 30 are needed to propose a motion, and a simple majority of 16 is needed to pass it. Honorable Speaker, with the proposed amendment of 2/3, it will therefore mean that for that county assembly to remove that governor or to initiate the process of removal, 20 MCAs will be required to propose and pass the motion, and this ensures broader consensus and reduces the risk of politically motivated removals. Honorable Speaker, I have given an example of a county X, which has 30 MCAs. What the current law says is you only need 1/3 to initiate the process. 1/3 of 30, Honorable Speaker, is 10. What I'm proposing, so that we avoid manipulation of governors, we increase to 2/3, which in that county X becomes now 20 instead of 10. Honorable Speaker, someone has given an argument that, but the national law, our constitution in terms of removal of a CS is 1/4. Honorable Speaker, the argument is the National Assembly has 349 members and therefore will require a larger support base for similar motions, mitigating local political pressures. County assemblies with fewer members are more susceptible to political maneuvering, necessitating a higher threshold for fairness and stability. Honorable Speaker, currently to remove a CS, to initiate, the number is a quarter. So a quarter is 88. That one has a higher political base and even political affiliation in terms of party compared to fewer numbers in our county assemblies. Honorable Speaker, what is the justification on localized politics? Justification based on localized politics to prevent local political manipulation. County assemblies operate in localized political environments where personal rivalries can influence decision-making. A higher threshold, therefore, reduces the risk of removals based on local politics rather than genuine governance issues. It also enhances stability and governance in the following manner, that a higher threshold ensures removal motions are supported by a significant majority, fostering stability within county governments, and this stability is essential for effective governance and the successful implementation of development projects. Honorable Speaker, from a judicial perspective, the Court of Appeal has opened on this matter in the following manner. The Court of Appeal has emphasized the need for procedural fairness and substantial grounds in the removal of public officers. In the case of the county government of Nyeri versus Cecilia Wangeshi Ndungu, 2015 EKLR, the court underscored the importance of protecting public officers, those are the CECs in this context, from arbitrary removal, thereby supporting the national rationale of a higher standard. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, the County Government's Amendment Bill 2023 is a critical measure to strengthen county governance by raising the threshold of removing county executive committee members. This amendment ensures actions are well supported and aligned with the constitutional principles, enhancing the integrity and stability of county administrators while protecting them from undue political pressures. Honorable Speaker, in a nutshell, what this bill seeks, the County Government's Amendment Bill, the Senate bill, seeks to increase the threshold of impeaching a county executive committee member from the current 1/3 to 2/3. Honorable Speaker, this stems from the fact that there is a lot of manipulation of county governments or the county executive by the county assembly members because of the low threshold required to initiate the removal of a CEC or a county executive committee member. Honorable Speaker, under the current presidential system, where you have a county government where the governor is elected on a minority party or as an independent with a majority of the members of the county assembly from another political party. And therefore, the county governor will be susceptible to intimidations from members of the county assembly because of the the low threshold that is required to initiate the impeachment of a county governor or of a CEC member. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, to protect devolution, to ensure that motions are grounded on substantial grounds, there is need for this Honorable House to consider raising the threshold that is required to initiate and to subsequently impeach a county executive committee member. Honorable Speaker, that is the intention of this motion. That is the spirit of this motion. For that, Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the said motion and ask Honorable Karoli Omondi, the powerful and ranking member from Suba, to second.
Owembaya.
Well, I have high regards to Honorable Karoli Omondi. High regards. He's a good legislator. He makes good law. He sits in the chamber. Does a good job. And his people elected well. But he does not qualify. He does not qualify.
As what?
For the title of high ranking member. That title cannot, many titles may befit him, but the title of ranking member does not in any way, any instance, at any time in this 13th parliament, cannot be given to him. So I would like that, Honorable Torotich, kindly to withdraw.
No, it's okay. He doesn't have to.
To withdraw that title.
Order.
That title can.
I do understand he wishes him that title, so don't withdraw a wish, don't withdraw a prayer. What's your point of information? Do you wish to be informed?
Yes.
Does Oyemba wish to be informed?
Please accept to be informed. Honorable Speaker, I think I need to bring this to the attention of the Deputy Majority Leader.
Yes.
That the member here is a potential ranking member. These are few members of parliament that are working diligently at their constituencies.
Yes.
So the member knows for sure that this member is going to be a ranking member in the next less than 2 years, Honorable Speaker. So therefore, Honorable Speaker, the title is...
Order ranking is based on experience in parliament, not on ability. Anyway, Karoli, can you proceed and second?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Torotich and Honorable Owen Bayer for wishing me well. I hope I'll get there. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this proposed amendment the sponsor has very eloquently and elaborately explained the background of the bill and the reasons for it. So I will not go into a lot of detail, but just to say that we have two systems of holding public office, either as an elected member or as an appointed member. And the systems come with different processes for removal. But even for those who are elected, the grounds for removal come with different processes. And I think there are reasons for this. One of which is that the will of the people must be respected at all times. Because if you want to impeach a president or a governor, you are basically overturning the will of the people. And that would, by itself, require a very high threshold because they've been elected directly by the people. But if it is somebody who has been appointed like a CS, you will find that the threshold is lower because the will of the people.
The Honorable Kipchumba, I hope you are listening to your seconder.
Yes.
You should be taking notes if I were you. He is mentioning very serious issues on your own motion or your own on your own amendment. So please listen. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Secondly, under our constitution, we can be elected as members of a political party or as an independent candidates. Yet, if you get into office as a governor, as an independent candidate, or if your party happens to be the minority party within your county assembly, you are most likely exposed to extortion, manipulation, from what we have seen. And it is important that we give some protection to governors who, by the will of the people, are elected to office, either as independents or as members of minority parties. So to avoid issues of abuse of power by those in charge. Under our constitution, you will realize that the president can be impeached through two processes. One for incapacity, which has its own set of rules. Under incapacity, the motion to remove the president for incapacity just need to be supported by 1/4 of all the members of the National Assembly. And that motion will be supported by a simple majority and it will pass. Yet, when it is impeachment, the motion should be supported by 1/3 of the members at initiation, and for its approval, 2/3 of the members, both at Senate and the National Assembly, have to approve it. So it is a higher threshold. Yet, this protection is not extended to the governors. And I think we should also give the governors the protection that at the moment of impeachment, at least 2/3 of the members should approve their impeachment, just like it happens with the president. Because both the governor and the president enjoy universal suffrage. They've been elected directly by the people to their offices. So that I fully support. If you look at our constitution, removing a CS to initiate a motion against a CS because they are appointed and not elected is just 1/4 of the members, and it is by simple majority. Yet we are also applying the same standard to elected governors, which I think would be a very low threshold to allow simple majority of the MCAs to impeach a governor. We should give the same protection to governors as we give the president, so that those who happen to have been elected either as independents or as members of a minority party enjoy the same protection under the Constitution. I support, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
You support with amendments?
Yes.
You seconded with amendments?
I second. With amendments.
Absolutely. Now propose the question. Honorable members, I now propose the question that the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023, be now read a second time. Yes, Honorable Bayer Owen.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for giving me this opportunity to support my friend Teretich. I think this is one of those fasts where I actually stand to support Teretich. You know, he's a very nice member of parliament, sometimes very controversial. But on this one, I support him. This one, I support him. Honorable Speaker, for devolution to be properly anchored in this country, we must bring stability in the offices. What we have, Honorable Speaker, is that certain counties have been very unstable, destabilized, Honorable Speaker, because of certain things, certain political undertones that want to ruin the devolution that we set up in the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, I have case in mind. When Professor Kivutha Kibwana was governor of Makueni, we had the first attempt at dissolution of a county assembly because of infighting within the county assembly, which were actually baseless, apart from just interests of particular people. But because the threshold to move a motion as such was low, the people of Makueni almost lost the good professor as governor. But when he was given an opportunity to serve his full term, we saw what Professor Kivutha Kibwana did in Makueni. But imagine, Honorable Speaker, if Professor Kibwana had not taken the bold step to request for the dissolution of the county assembly, we would have lost him to just mandarins of impunity who were running around to want Professor to bend to their side. But Professor stood by his principle. Honorable Speaker, right now we have a case in Kericho where the members of county assembly are hell-bent to remove the governor, whether he has issues or not. But because of the provisions of statute, that the threshold is low, it is actually possible for them to remove the governor of Kericho. Honorable Speaker, we have seen CECs being removed in this country, in the counties, the county executive committee, not because of mistakes, not because they are incompetent, not because they have broken law, but just because they've not been able to speak well to members of the county assembly, Honorable Speaker. We have seen, Honorable Speaker, that deputy governors, we saw the case of Cying, where a very able and good man, the deputy governor was there, was being threatened just because he differs on personal issues with the governor there, almost being removed. Why? Because the threshold is lower. Honorable Speaker, I support that the threshold be increased when moving the motion, Honorable Speaker, and seeking leave from the House to initiate the motion for an impeachment. Honorable, that threshold should be higher. It should be 2/3 and not 1/3, Honorable Speaker. And I support that, Honorable Speaker, so that we do not have a situation where a county executive committee member sits on his chair to please members of the county assembly, because if he doesn't please them, even including breaking the law, he will be removed, Honorable Speaker. We want stability. We want devolution to work. We want county executives to work without fear that they will be removed not by virtue of mistakes, incompetence, or breaking the law or abuse of office, Honorable Speaker, but just because they do not agree with members of the County Assembly. Just because members of County Assembly asked for a favor and that favor was denied, and therefore that member is threatened with impeachment because of no other reason, just because they have differed, Honorable Speaker. I support to move the threshold, Honorable Speaker, from 1/3 to 2/3 for members of the County Assembly, on the members of the County Executive. Honorable Speaker, the issues of governance. If you have a County Assembly, Honorable Speaker, with 20 members of Assembly, for example, I think Lamu has that number, okay? So only 5 or 7 members say we don't want this governor. And yet there are over 100,000 people who voted for that governor. But just 10 people or 7 people conspire, 6 conspire to say we don't want this governor. And because of the threshold is low, actually the motion sails through at the Assembly that now let a select committee be formed to investigate the governor. An investigation is done. Probably there will be only 4 members in that committee, only 4, who will determine the fate. And then, Honorable Speaker, it comes to the Assembly and we lose a governor who was elected. We saw the case of Kiambu, Honorable Speaker, during Waititu's. Kiambu has over 1-point-something million people. But just a few members of County Assembly kicked him out, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we must review that threshold, Honorable Speaker. While I agree there has to be accountability, but there also has to be accountability in exercise of power. Conclude. We can't just give you power. As members of the executive, they must be accountable. And they must exercise their authority with accountability. They must be accountable. They must observe the Constitution. They must not abuse office, Honorable Speaker. But those people who are bringing in checks and balances on their side, there must also be accountability in terms of members of County Assembly, members of the National Assembly, and other body that has mandate to impeach. There must be accountability. You just can't wake up one day and say, I don't like this guy, just because of that, I want him removed from office, Honorable Speaker. And that is why we make a strong case, Honorable Speaker, to increase the threshold. And I support, Honorable Speaker, if we increase the threshold to remove a member of the county executive, Honorable Speaker, at all 3 stages, we must agree to increase all 3 stages: initiation, select committee, Honorable Speaker, and again at the voting, Honorable Speaker, to remove a county executive. But more important, Honorable Speaker, look at a governor who has campaigned, spent resources, spent people's time to have meetings. That is a resource, Honorable Speaker. And he comes to power. But just one person, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the county decide, we don't want this governor. We saw the case, is it a Siolo or where in Northern Kenya, Honorable Speaker, the other day, where we saw, just circus. County Assembly Speaker has gone into hiding, this and this. Eventually, governor is removed. Then he comes to the Senate. Honorable Speaker, Senate has other issues to deal with. Not every time, Honorable Speaker, discussing impeachment. We must allow Senate to do their job, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to support this motion. And it is high time to bring stability. And I want to tell members of this august house, they will also become governors. One day, probably Honorable Mwashako, God bless him, he's a good man. Probably the people of Taita Taveta will want him to be their governor. Okay. Then he becomes governor of Taita Taveta. And then the following day, out of only 10 people, only 10, they decide we do not want him. And they throw him out. Honorable Speaker, look at that. Look at that, Honorable Speaker. We can't afford that. What I vouch for, Honorable Speaker, is stability in the county government. If there's stability in the county governments, governors will work without being distracted, CECs will work without being distracted, and we will see better fruits of devolution, Honorable Speaker. For that, I support this motion, and it is time we pass it as fast as possible, Honorable Speaker, so that we have consensus and bring stability, Honorable Speaker. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chematian.
Once again, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to add my words on this very important bill. And I want to thank my colleague, Honorable Toroitich, Honorable Baya has said that he's a bit controversial. I think he is one of the most liberal minds we have in this floor of this parliament. Mr. Speaker, going through these amendments, bill of 2023, I also want to take the opportunity and add my voice by saying that the drafters of the Constitution gave us a lot of gap, specifically on county governments. We are doing almost 20 years down, and we have lost most of the gains as much as progress in most of the counties of Kenya today. If you go to my county, for instance, in Baringo, if people are to be given another opportunity, they would probably want to vote out the county government, not only MCS. But because we decided through the Constitution 2010 that we are going to give this country a fragmented county government that mirrors national government. This means that we have taken all the resources and spread it so thin that we are not able to make things work. And now this has bred a lot of contentious issues. We are not able to fully put proper laws that are able to govern and give integrity that deserves. Mr. Speaker, someone said, you can do all the laws, but you can never legislate integrity and emotions. These are human beings. But as much as we want the progress, this amendment bill is going to give us opportunity to recorrect most of the injustices that we've done so far in most of the counties assemblies in Kenya. The biggest problem we have is the voters' integrity. By voting a governor, for instance, and voting MCS, most of the people who have issues and who are always removed, even from the MCS, are many times they're listed, nominated. And you will find that women are always victims of this, because they are mainly nominated, and it is easily to remove them because it is office or party officers that give them nominates them, and sometimes it's easy to remove. But this bill is going to help us move forward and make counties functional. Mr. Speaker, even as we do this bill, I also want to allay fears that if we don't put proper checks and balances, as much as the threshold is good for us to give up to 20 or 2/3 for any removal or any impeachment to be done in the county assemblies, we also need to put proper laws that also help the people of every county to be able to get the services and the proper leadership and governance that they deserve. For instance, in terms of resource utilization, whether the governor of the said county is able to sit down and work properly with the members of parliament, without members of county assembly, without necessarily, creating a lot of chaos. Because we also have all these problems created within the county because it is a local arrangement. It's a local vote. If you go to Turkana, you will always find everyone in the county is a Turkana, for instance. If you go to Kiambu, probably everyone is a Kikuyu. So that locality is creating almost personal issues because we are related in one way or another, and we end up having almost personal interest transferred to work. And this is where we got most of the problems. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution of Kenya 2010 needed to or wished to have solved reallocation of resources nearing to the people. But as it goes down, we are seeing that we are almost looking at devolving vices like corruption, nepotism, which contributes to this factor. So that it is easy for a member of county assembly or a few members of county assembly to raise issues because they are not interested with, or the governor is not one of their family or clan, something like that. And all these factors it also should, and I will probably want to ask my colleague, add more. other reasons why we have a lot of instability in the county assemblies and county governments. Mr. Speaker, I want to also say this process is going to give us opportunity as a country to grow, and we will want to see this amendment giving us reasons why we should embrace the county government better. And for that reason, Mr. Speaker, I want to say I am fully support my colleague so that we have a better Kenya for all of us tomorrow. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The MP for Wundanyi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to add my voice on this important bill, the County Government Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 23, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023. Honorable Speaker, I want to commend the mover of this Senate bill in the National Assembly for, boldly giving in details of what the bill is all about. Honorable Speaker, this bill is quite straightforward, but I want to say that our devolution in this country is a very important aspect of our democracy, and therefore we must hold it with a lot of reverence, and we must protect devolution at all costs. Honorable Speaker, it is true that the threshold of impeaching any office holder in this country, the threshold differs from one office to another, Honorable Speaker. We know, of course, the impeachment of a president when it comes to the National Assembly requires a 2/3 majority. We also know that for us to initiate such kind of an impeachment, we require, a third of us to have signed that petition, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we also know to impeach a governor in a county assembly, it requires just a simple majority, and the case then is referred to the Senate. And to impeach a CEC, Honorable Speaker, as it is provided in our county government laws, is that it requires only, a third of the members of a county assembly to impeach a CEC, Honorable Speaker. Indeed, this law that we are discussing today, Honorable Speaker, this bill, it is to increase the threshold of impeaching a county executive member, a CEC member, Honorable Speaker. A CEC, Honorable Speaker, is on the same standing with a CS when it comes to the national government, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, that it requires a higher threshold to impeach a CS here in the National Assembly. We would want that to be matched at the county assembly, where you are impeaching if there are reasons enough, there are justifications enough to impeach a CEC, Honorable Speaker. What we know, Honorable Speaker, we live in this country. There are many impeachment motions for governors, for CECs, for deputy governors that have been initiated without due process, without having, having justification, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, we understand also there is a lot of witch hunt that happens in this country, Honorable Speaker. Sometimes we may differ with the governor, and maybe because the governor appears to be, appears to be strong and to have a big political following, you'd target to rock the boat by trying to impeach a CEC, Honorable Speaker. And many CECs are under a lot of threats, to say, in this country, Honorable Speaker, where a CEC crosses the line, gets into a coalition cause with a certain MCA, and then is called or is summoned to the county assembly, and sometimes, the responses that that particular MCA requires do not forthcome, then a CEC is threatened to be impeached, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, because the threshold is too low, it becomes almost a reality if as one MCA can marshal a few of their colleagues to a CEC can be sent home just because of witch hunt, just because of unjustifiable reasons, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, I want to support this bill, Honorable Speaker.
Okay.
Because it creates an environment that for you to start off an impeachment discussion in a county assembly, you must have, reasons beyond doubt that CEC, that governor, that deputy governor, has violated either, the fundamentals of our constitutions, or the constitution, or he has committed, crimes. He has committed issues that are beyond what governance is all about, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I stand to support this bill in the manner that let's protect devolution. Let's also give strength to the institution. A county assembly and a county government, those are formal institutions, Honorable Speaker. For us to grow the institutions of this country, for us to give, trust, public trust, to grow public trust in our institutions, we need to be seen, we need to act, we need to do all that it takes to protect devolution, to protect the formal institutions that our constitution have created, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I support and say that this is a bill that we need to pass as early as yesterday. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Krima.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to contribute to this important bill. The counter-amendment in bill, Mr. Speaker, sir, mine is to say that this bill is very important because the ratio as it stands now is at a very low level. But as it is, when it comes to the second reading, Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm going to propose an amendment very different, a little bit different from what it is now, because I'm going to propose that it should not be 2/3, but half, when it comes to the initial stages of having an impeachment of the governor or a CC. Instead of being 2/3, because if it is 2/3 at the initial stage, and then when they come to impeachment, it's going to be 2/3. To me, it means that initially, the moment it is started, and you acquire 2/3, then it means you are already impeached. It means that the die is already cast, and there will be no reason of why, even if you go ahead, or even if you try to amend, why you are being impeached. I don't know how you can survive again. But you see, the initiators, when they were talking of that, they were thinking that the moment you are threatened with an impeachment, if there is an issue which you are supposed to settle or to address, you can address and have the impeachment be stopped. So the moment now we put it at 2/3, and then it comes to the final bit of impeachment, and then it is 2/3 again, then that is already cast. So I'm going to have that idea when it comes to the second reading, that we amend it to be half instead of 2/3. But Mr. Speaker, sir, further to this amendment, as I contribute, county government, after devolution, these devolved units have done marvelous. Let's be sincere. They have done so much because the way things used to be before the Constitution of 2010, things were very different when all resources were centralized in the central government. And Mr. Speaker, sir, because I know you also know very well that it depends with your relationship with the central government leadership for one to have development in any place. And by having decentralizing the resources as it is, even though it has its own weaknesses, sincerely things have been done. Because if you go now to rural areas, let's say like in my county, Meru County, you will find that there is a lot of development, even though it may not be institutional development, but individual development. Those people who have been employed as CCs and other servants of the county, you will find that there are buildings which are coming up. There is a lot of resources which are being spread in the rural areas. You find us, people have developed personally. There is a lot of development compared with how it used to be before. The only problem is that as we developed the development to the rural areas, Mr. Speaker, sir, we also developed corruption. And this now, what we should check now, rather than just pushing things as an amorphous or in general, we should get away that we can check on corruption, because you'll find that the governor or whoever is in a position in the county government, is using either family members or other conduits to spoon public money through tenders, through contracts, and in many other ways, whereby you find, let's say, if you go to maybe Kitengela, Nairobi, some part of Nairobi, or part of Meru, or Nyeri, or any other place, you find big buildings which are rumored on being associated with the governors. But if you compare, and if not the governors, the county secretary or somebody else, and if you compare the kind of salaries they earn, and you follow them, you find that they have no loans in any bank. You find that they have their salaries cannot match the kind of development they are carrying out, which means there must be a way out of how they are getting this money to develop or to carry out the big projects which they are carrying out. Hence, devolved corruption. And we check upon it. We should strengthen the institutions of checking the way the governors are carrying out their mandates, the way the governors are running out our resources, so that at least they can benefit the common man whom it was meant to benefit, but not individuals as it is these days. Because even if you find the governors as they have this devolved conference in Omambedi, you will not hear any of them coming with a topic of how to tame corruption. They will be talking of other things, but when it comes to taming corruption, it's only anti-corruption, which will talk about it, and it will finish with Nairobi office. For the anti-corruption is based in the branches it has. There are a few branches here and there, but they are not adequate enough. They are unable to settle, they are unable to tackle this problem. It is so rampant. Speaker, it is so rampant in a way that we must get our way out. And unless we do that, Mr. Speaker, sir, we may not assist the common man in the village as it was meant to be. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
I do not see any more interest in this matter. I think I should call upon the mover to reply.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, in reply, I wish to thank all the honourable members who have supported this motion. I wish to thank Honourable Karoli Omondi, Honourable the Deputy Leader Majority, Honourable Wanbaya, Honourable Chamatia, Honourable Moshako, Honourable Kirima for supporting this motion. Honourable Speaker, Honourable Wanbaya has alluded the fact that sometimes controversial, Honourable Speaker. I wish to inform Honourable Baya that recently I encountered the Damascus moment, and therefore you should expunge any controversy from yours truly. Honourable Speaker, in thanking the members, I wish to appreciate the sentiments that I've made that have given more weight to this particular proposed legislation. And Honourable Speaker, there is room to further amend and relook at this particular legislation. Honourable Kirima has given a very important proposal that at the initiation stage, the threshold can be a simple majority, and finally at passing the bill, because currently it is a simple majority to pass the motion to impeach a CEC member. So, Honourable Speaker, it said half.
It said 50% of the total.
50%, Honourable Speaker, yeah, I agree. 50%.
Yeah, and for him, it was, you can't have 2/3 and then 2/3 again.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And again, his position was that also because of the rampant corruption.
Absolutely.
And he also, there has to be certain accountability. But anyway, proceed.
Yeah, well guided, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, that is some food for thought, so that at the initiation stage, we can have half of the members, and at the very tail end, to effect the impeachment, it is increased to 2/3, which is half plus one. Oh yeah, that is actually the proper interpretation is simple majority. Should be half plus one. Because if we have 30 numbers, and Honourable Speaker, the Deputy Leader Majority has given a very interesting proposition that it will not be safe to have half, because if you have, for example, 30 members, then you have 15-15, it will be a challenge. So I think the correct way of drafting is to have a simple majority. So, Honorable Speaker, I beg to reply. Thank you.
Honorable Owemba, it looks like you did not do your job very well. Next order. Order, honorable members. The question will be put at an appropriate time in the future. Next order.
Order number 15. The Birth and Death Registration Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 37 of 2024, second reading.
Are you on a point of order, the Honorable Owemba? Yeah, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Speaker can notice that the House column.
Order. What did you say? Are you on a point of order? Can you approach the table and...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh. Where is the communication? Aanze nini? The next motion is Martha Karua. She's not around. Do I get the feeling that is there an understanding that the Honorable Aden Dawood is going to move the bill number sorry. Yeah, order number 15, which is Birth and Death Registration Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 37 of 2024. This was for Martha Wangari, but some people are trying to communicate to me that she... Honorable, why were you? You're supposed to move your own. Honorable Aden Mohammed, why were you? You were supposed to move your bill, and you choose to be. I want to presume that you must have been doing a very important parliamentary business. That's why you delayed, and I think under the circumstances, the chair will look at you favorably. And again, rearrange that and say, instead of going to order number 15, we go back to order number 13. The Honorable Aden Mohammed, can you now move your amendment bill?
Order number 13, the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2024, second reading.
Proceed, Honorable. Oh,
okay.
You move your bill.
Okay.
You have an amendment bill.
Thank
on
you, Mr.
Computer Misuse and
Thank you, Mr.
Cybercrimes
Speaker.
Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2024. That's your bill. You must be very versed with your own bill.
Yes.
And being a learned counsel, or a learned friend for that matter,
thank you, Mr.
I want to presume that you have a lot of things at your fingertips. Proceed.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to
apologize first for coming late.
Okay, I apologize, Mr. Speaker. I was
yes, in a very important. I am made to understand. Yes, it's an important.
I was actually.
I do understand.
I will not even say anything.
Proceed.
Let me go ahead with.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2024, and be read for a second time.
For a second reading.
For a second reading, yes.
Now move your bill.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill, the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Bill 2024, is the bill seeks to prohibit the use of electronic mediums to promote terrorism and extreme religious and cultural practices. The bill in particular proposes the following amendments, Mr. Speaker. Clause 1 of the bill provides for a short title of the bill. The title is the one I have read, the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41. The clause 2, Mr. Speaker, sir, seeks to amend section 2 of the Act in order to provide for a clear definition of the term access. And the term access, and access to a computer system that is unauthorized. The bill also introduces new definitions to align with the provisions of this Act. So the term is just a definition of the term access, Mr. Speaker, sir. Clause 3 seeks to amend section 6 of the Act to give the National Computer and Cybercrimes Coordination Committee, the NCCC, an additional function of issuing directives on websites and applications that may be rendered inaccessible within the country, and where the website or application promotes illegal activities, child pornography, terrorism, and extreme religious and cultic practices, like those practices like Shakahola and those things. Clause 4, Mr. Speaker, sir, seeks to amend Section 27 of the Act to expand the scope of the offense of cyber harassment. Given, Mr. Speaker, the prevalent use of social media, cyber harassment has become a thing that a lot of young Kenyans are subjected to. Clause 5, Mr. Speaker, sir, seeks to amend Section 30 of the Act to expand the scope of the offense of phishing. Clause 6, Mr. Speaker, sir, seeks to introduce a new Section 42A for the offense of unauthorized SIM swap. Mr. Speaker, SIM swap has become very prevalent in Kenya, and it is used to steal from a lot of unsuspecting public. Mr. Speaker, sir, the bill does not delegate legislative powers, nor does it limit fundamental rights or freedoms. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I will ask
who's your seconder?
Honorable Mbaya to second the bill.
Honorable Speaker, it's my pleasure, and Honorable Speaker, to actually second the Honorable Adan Mohammed in this bill, Honorable Speaker, the Computer Misuse and Cyber Crime Amendment Bill 2024. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the Honorable Mohammed Adan for taking his time to actually bring a bill to the House of Parliament. Honorable Speaker, it's not very many members. Actually, the 12th Parliament and this 13th Parliament, not very many members actually do that. They do motions, but to sit down, look at a bill, Honorable Speaker, shows the prowess that Honorable Mohammed Adan has in terms of legislation, but also cuts him out as a good lawyer and a good advocate. And we can see him using his skill, Honorable Speaker, in doing that. Honorable Speaker, the principal object of the bill is to amend the Computer Misuse and Cyber Crime Act Cap 79C, Honorable Speaker. This bill, Honorable Speaker, seeks to prohibit the use of electronic media to promote terrorism and extreme religious and cultic practices. That is the essence of this bill, Honorable Speaker. Terrorism has devastated this country in many ways, Honorable Speaker. Religious extremism, cultic matters, Honorable Speaker, has devastated this country. The cultic issues of Shakahola, Honorable Speaker, come to mind when you think about that, Honorable Speaker. When we do not control social media in propagating cultic innuendos, Honorable Speaker, we lose a country, we lose lives, people die because of religious inclinations that, Honorable Speaker, are dangerous, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this bill, Honorable Speaker, as drafted by the Honorable Adan, Honorable, seeks to prohibits the use of electronic media to promote extreme religious practices, Honorable Speaker. It's very fundamental, Honorable Speaker. What goes into social media, Honorable Speaker, can either strengthen the stability of a country, Honorable Speaker, or destroy the stability of a country, Honorable Speaker. And that's why this bill is very, very important. Honorable Speaker, Clause 3 of this bill seeks to amend Section 6 of the Act to give the National Computer and Cyber Crimes Coordination Committee an additional function of issuing directives on websites and applications that may be rendered inaccessible within the country where the website or applications promotes illegal activities, child pornography, terrorism, and extreme religious and cultic practices. Honorable Speaker, Google is here with us, but Google is a foreign body. How do we stop Google from propagating such, Honorable Speaker? Facebook is here, Honorable Speaker. Facebook is foreign. TikTok is here. TikTok is foreign. We may not be able to control what happens here. But, Honorable Speaker, by virtue of this bill giving to the National Computer and Cybercrime Coordination Committee an additional function of issuing directives on website and applications, Honorable Speaker, we get back the power, Honorable Speaker, to control what happens on social media, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, it is my pleasure, and the greatest pleasure, Honorable Speaker, to support, to second this bill, to ensure that, Honorable Speaker, as we go forward, we do not allow social media. Honorable Speaker, as we move towards election, social media becomes a boiling pot for chaos if we allow it to go unchecked, Honorable Speaker. We need to get back our country, Honorable Speaker, by ensuring that we have certain leverages to control. We are not infringing on the right to communication, the right to expression. We are not infringing on those rights, Honorable Speaker, as enshrined in the Constitution. But all rights and freedoms, Honorable Speaker, as enshrined in the Constitution, come with certain responsibilities. And it is those responsibilities, Honorable Speaker, that we are legislating on. That yes, use social media, express yourself the way you want, Honorable Speaker. Enjoy your constitutional rights, Honorable, to free information, Honorable Speaker, and to press and all that, Honorable Speaker. But do it responsibly, Honorable Speaker. And if you can't do it responsibly, Honorable Speaker, then we are saying do it within the purview of the law, as we are actually enacting today. So, Honorable Adat, I want to thank you for thinking about the country, thinking about the future generation, thinking about the stability of the country by bringing this piece of legislation. Honorable Speaker, with those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I second and urge members of this House, including the Honorable Leader of the minority, who has been away. I've not heard his voice in this House for many days now, and his voice is very important to stabilize the country. Please support this, this piece of legislation, Honorable Speaker. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I now propose a question that the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2024, be now read a second time. Honorable members, before we proceed with this bill, I have a communication to make. Honorable members, the National Assembly is in receipt of a communication from one Dr. Duncan Oburu Ojwang, who went through a process, an elaborate process, and was selected as the chairperson to the National Commission on Human Rights by His Excellency, the President, the appointing authority in this case. I am in receipt of a letter from the same Duncan, which says that because of personal reasons and a perception of a conflict of interest and other matters that he's unable to cease doing in his present life, he has respectfully is unable to take up this position. Under the circumstances, I want to direct the JLAC, Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, to cease any further processing of this matter. And I also want to direct the Clerk of the National Assembly to communicate the same to the appointing authority, in this case, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you. Yes, who is the minority leader? You wish to contribute on the... on the motion before us? Or you have something else to say?
No, Mr. Speaker, I have nothing. I just wanted to, in relation with your communication, I am very sad that we will not have the services of Professor Duncan Ojwang as the chairman of the Kenya National Human Rights Commission. Mr. Speaker, Dr. Ojwang is a scholar in this country who was high standing among the society in this country, Mr. Speaker. And he's a man that is known to me. He has been my professor at the university. And he is a man I thought who will do justice to this country. But for obvious reasons that he claimed to have, that personal reasons, I think, this taking up jobs of that nature also comes with personal responsibility. So we respect his decision, but I think this is a man who should be given another opportunity to serve this country, Mr. Speaker. He's a man who loves this country, and is a man who will serve this country diligently, because I know him well also. But having said that, Mr. Speaker, if I may contribute to the bill, Mr. Speaker, the bill before the House, the computer...
The Honorable Professor equally appreciates all that has been placed on him, but because of personal reasons.
Yeah.
Very personal reasons.
Yeah, so sad.
And he is respectfully, very
respectfully declined to take up the job.
That's not the word to use. Respectfully, is unwilling to take up this position. So you are in the government. You are with this broad-based government, and we want to respect his, as you had put it, he's a researcher, he's a scholar, he's a teacher of human rights, and most likely he has thought that this was going to be in direct conflict with his passion for all these years.
Yeah.
So you can get a job that essentially is not going to be in conflict as he perceives it himself.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker,
proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I agree. You know, professors are very many from where he comes from, especially in that area of his. I know his home. Mr. Speaker, I know the first professor from Dadaab might be you. Mr. Speaker, sorry to say that, but it's coming. I know the way hard you are studying to become a professor, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, you will get one.
Order, Honorable Sene, you will allow the Honorable Junet.
What is this?
Yes, proceed, Honorable Junet. I think that was, the communication was done, and we do not want to entertain any further, issues on the communication. Now you are contributing on the matter before us, which is the amendment bill, the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Bill by the Honorable Adan Mohammed. He has put it very well why he wants this amendment to be done, yes.
Mr. Speaker, if I may contribute to the amendment bill, the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Bill 2024, Mr. Speaker, this is a bill that is overdue in this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know the madness that is going in the streets of the social media. And social media is a phenomenon that we must live with, because it has even overtaken the mainstream media, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, every freedom must come with responsibility, as the Deputy Majority Leader has alluded to. And every freedom has limitations, because my freedom begins where yours ends. Mr. Speaker, in a world where we are moving to global digitization, where people communicate digitally from one village to the other village in the farthest part of the world, Mr. Speaker, they must be law and order. What's happening in this country, Mr. Speaker, is that the misuse of computer is so rampant that, Mr. Speaker, people fear nowadays to join any social, social media, Mr. Speaker. People have been abused.
Order. There's somebody who's communicating in a high tone. Is somebody talking to a telephone or?
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, order.
Yeah.
Honorable Junet will be listened or heard in silence. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, the member is still going on with a telephone call. I think he's selling Mira.
Order. Honorable Krima. I know where you come from and where I come from. People are allowed occasionally, but we are now in the National Assembly, so tone
Mr. Speaker, this is the time, Mira arrive. So I'm sure the goods have arrived, Mr. Speaker. So he's asking what prices are today in the market, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Honorable, that was with a light, that was a light humor. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I wanted to say that the misuse of computer is rampant, Mr. Speaker. I'm sure yourself as a speaker, you have been affected in one way or the other. Mr. Speaker, I have told you earlier that the social media now has overtaken the mainstream media.
Absolutely.
People now rely, Kenyans and all kind of people rely on social media to know what's happening in the country today, Mr. Speaker. And anything I post today on the social media will be taken as gospel truth. Even though, Mr. Speaker, I am lying. So, Mr. Speaker, if these freedoms do not come with limitations and responsibility, Mr. Speaker, then we are going to have a society that's going to get destroyed easily. Mr. Speaker, look at what's happening in the sphere of social media in relation even to pornography. When we have young children, young boys and girls who get access to pornography and all kinds of things, Mr. Speaker. What kind of society are we going to raise up in this country? What kind of people shall we be proud of in the next few years, Mr. Speaker, when we expose them to this kind of things, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, I know some people think that this bill's intention is to gag people, not to express themselves. Far from the truth, Mr. Speaker. Every freedom that we enjoy in this country has limitations and it has responsibilities that somebody must carry to enjoy it, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, social media has been misused and has also been used well. If you want to use social media for the good of the society, it will serve that purpose. But if you want to use social media also for the bad of the society, it will also serve the same purpose, Mr. Speaker. Countries have collapsed. Societies have fought. Civil wars happened based on social media, Mr. Speaker. And somebody will tell you, I have the freedom to say, to abuse, to say anything I want. It is my phone. It is my internet. It is my bundles. I have nothing to... No, it can't be like that. If you want to say something that is not true, if you want to say false, if you want to spread false information, if you want to incite people, if you want to, malign people, then you must also be equally ready to take responsibility for it. Somebody will tell you, oh, this is a civil matter. Why should I be taken on a criminal case, on a libel or something? Mr. Speaker, some of the things that happen in the social media sphere have broken even families, Mr. Speaker, because some of them are false, some of them are not true, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you look at the developed society. I was watching in the news the other day that America, the country that enjoys 200 years of democracy, was saying that they want to bring regulations of what is called 48 hours pull down. If you publish through the social media false information, you should pull it down within 48 hours. Otherwise, you will face the consequences. Europe is regulating now what's happening in social media. The European Union are coming up with laws and regulations to regulate what is happening in the social media in their countries, Mr. Speaker. Because everything that is good has also the harmful side of it. Everything that is good has the harmful side of it, Mr. Speaker. And we are in a fragile country, Mr. Speaker. We are in a country that is still maturing democratically. We have a constitution that we have given to ourselves that is just 10 years old now, or 12 years old, Mr. Speaker. We are still in a baby stages. Mr. Speaker, if we open up, let me tell you something. People enjoy freedoms, but people forget that the same freedoms you are enjoying must be enjoyed by others also. So when you infringe on other people's freedoms, then you have to take responsibility, as I've said earlier. Mr. Speaker, we are entering in a world where we are becoming a global digital village. AI is coming. Look at the kind of fake videos that are being propagated. Look at the kind of fake information that is being propagated in the world, Mr. Speaker. You will think gospel truth. I remember one time seeing in a social media, I don't want to mention the name, that a certain governor has passed on, and they were even sending condolence messages, and I was out of the country. I believed it was true. I called back. I said, has that man passed on? I was told, no, he's alive. He's even addressed somewhere. Mr. Speaker, that's what social media can do. AI can do that, Mr. Speaker. I don't want now tomorrow to write in my social media that Honorable Ndindi Nyoro is dead, when I know that he is farming some cassavas in Kiaru, Mr. Speaker. So this thing, if we don't take it serious, if we are carried by the wind, by the waves that, oh, we want to have freedom, we want to speak the way, speak what you want to say, but speak within the law. Don't infringe on my rights. Don't abuse me. Don't malign me. Don't say against me things which are not true. Say anything you want to say, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, this bill is timely. This bill is timely because in a modern society, we must have laws and regulations that govern our way of life. Otherwise, we will behave like animals in the street, Mr. Speaker. What differentiates between people and animals is religion for us as Muslims, but for other societies, it is the law, it is the constitution, Mr. Speaker. If there was no constitution, if there were no laws, people will have killed each other for nothing, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, first we must accept that this world has entered into a new regime of AI, digitalization, and all kind of manner of things. Religious extremism, religious fundamentalism, political fundamentalism, like what's happening in the country today. You can see that, we have been in the opposition all our lives. Until recently when I saw this thing of broad-based. Mr. Speaker, the kind of opposition now that is being played in the country is political fundamentalism and extremism. Because we never used to talk the way people are talking now. People used to respect each other. We used to speak as Kenyans. This obsession with certain parts, this part and that part, and then people say, there's a leader in this country who has condemned a whole community and society as Al-Shabaab, Mr. Speaker. He's on record. He thinks anybody who looks like you, especially like you, the Speaker, is Al-Shabaab. I don't know, is it because of your mustache? Is it your curly hair? I don't know what it is. Is it your nose that is protruding like a European man? Mr. Speaker. So these are issues that we must address as a country. And those are issues that are being propagated in the social media. Someone just calls me in the social media, you Al-Shabaab, and I can do nothing about it. I just keep quiet. And I ask him, why are you calling me that? He said, oh, you look like what? So I need to go now maybe for...
How does an Al-Shabaab look like?
Yeah, maybe I need to go and do plastic surgery so that I can broaden my nose. So that, my nose and mouth are equal. Then you can stop calling me Al-Shabaab. Mr. Speaker, these are the issues that this country is grappling with. And when you bring this kind of laws, I can tell you, there are people who will oppose it. It will be fought like hell. They'll tell you, oh, you want to gag people's freedoms. You want to gag this. Last parliament, we passed the original Cybercrime Misuse of Computers and Cybercrime Act. The first group of people who declared certain clauses of that bill unconstitutional was the judiciary.
Was there?
Judiciary. The judiciary declared certain clauses of that bill unconstitutional. But the people who have also felt the biggest brand of cyberbullying is the judiciary again, Mr. Speaker. So we met in a meeting that they were complaining about cyberbullying and misuse of computer. We told them, no, as Parliament we have passed the law, but if you say it's unconstitutional, let's leave it with that. So when you are abused, you abuse back again. Get a Twitter account, get a Facebook account, get a TikTok account, and you also abuse your. That's how it has been reduced to, Mr. Speaker. You are abused in the social media. The only alternative you have is to abuse back. You are maligned, you malign, Mr. Speaker. You attack, you attack. Mr. Speaker, that is not a society we want to live in. We want to live in a society that is democratic, that is governed by the Constitution and the rule of law, that respects everyone, that you cannot say anything that is unsubstantiated against another human being. That is a society that we want to bring up. Those are the children that we want to bring up as Kenyans, Mr. Speaker. Nobody should cheat our young people that social media is about abusing other people or misusing computer. Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, I support the bill, but this is something that must be supported by all and sundry, Mr. Speaker. All all members, Mr. Speaker, the whole society, religious organizations, civil society must support this matter, Mr. Speaker, so that we can have a country that is governed by the rule of law. Mr. Speaker, the people who have developed these social media systems in the world,
although I've gestured to you to continue, I'll give you an additional 3 minutes.
Yeah, the Europe, America, where these things have originated from, Mr. Speaker, have done regulations for their country, Mr. Speaker. But I don't know why, if an African country wants to regulate themselves, it becomes a bad thing, Mr. Speaker. And the people who have brought this advanced technology to the world are regulating it, Mr. Speaker. In Europe today, I have told you earlier that they have put in place under the European Parliament regulations on how to deal with Facebook. In fact, if you go read the news, you will find that Meta, the owners of Facebook, have said they may withdraw operating in Europe. Because they have been told there are boundaries that you cannot, you will be held accountable. You must operate within this perimeter. You must operate within those boundaries. America, the same. You saw the President of America, Donald Trump, has his own social media. He opened his own after realizing that the ones existing are not working for him. Mr. Speaker, that is the way we want to, associate ourselves or operate. Mr. Speaker, it is the responsibility of Parliament to make laws that help the country move forward. And one of the laws that will help this country move forward is this one, Mr. Speaker. With those few remarks, I support.
The Honorable Naomi Waku.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for allowing me to add my voice to this very important amendment. And also thank Honorable Adan for coming up with this very important amendment. Honorable Speaker, from the onset, I want to confirm that I support this amendment on computer misuse and cybercrime, Bill 2024. Honorable Speaker, Kenya is a country that grows very fast, and especially our young people are so much into computer use and also cyber. Honorable Speaker, of late we have seen a big misuse because many criminals get into cyber, computer, and also take advantage of interfering with the peace that we have. Again, a lot of rumors is spread, conflict emerges as a result of that, and also this has brought a lot of problems even in families, because many families have ended up even splitting, and even husband and wife because of this. And the earlier we take control of this, the better. So I support this because the bill seeks to prohibit the use of electronic mediums to promote terrorism and extreme religious and cultic practices. Honorable Speaker, we know very well the issue of terrorism has also affected this country negatively. And the terrorism attack, we've lost many lives, we've lost many soldiers, we've lost lots of our young people due to radicalization. And all this has happened through computer misuse. And putting this into consideration, or once we do this amendment, then we will have some controls in place for us to have a better society. Honorable Speaker, Clause 3 seeks to amend Section 6 of the Act to give the National Computer and Cyber Crimes Coordination Committee an additional function of issuing directives on website and application that may be rendered inaccessible within the country where the website or application promotes illegal activities. And those illegal activities have been mentioned. That is why I support this bill. And before that, we have said the issue of terrorism, extreme religious and cultic practices. Of late, Honorable Speaker, there is a lot of extreme religious practice and cultic practices. And that is why we've lost lots of lives. Even this weekend, I think they have registered about 26 people who have lost their lives still in Kilifi, if I'm not wrong. And this is very common everywhere. People are cheated and they lose their lives. And once we put this clause 3 into practice, and section 6 of that, whereby child pornography, terrorism, and all these other things will be controlled, especially pornography. Parents are busy these days, and most of the parents get home very late with the traffic jam and the busy days that we have, hustling from morning to evening, looking for businesses and also looking for money. By the time you get home, you do not know what your child has gone through or what your child has interacted with through computer or cyber crime. And Honorable Speaker, many parents are losing their children because even the issue of LGBTQ is being introduced through the computers. And our children have the freedom to watch everything and anything they want, even on their phones. And for any parent, it's not easy even for you to go through what your child has been looking or has been watching, and also to have full control even in your home. And that is why today many children have lost their children. Others have, got into pornography. Others have gotten into LGBTQ, and they are not, ready to go back, and they need to be taken to rehabilitation centers. Many have been radicalized and have joined terrorism, and that is why so many crimes are happening in our nation today. And even for families, as I said, this has damaged our families. And that is why today I am so happy with this amendment and pray that very, very soon we will be able to overcome some of the challenges. Again, paragraph 13 of part 2 of the 4th schedule to the Constitution provides that the control of pornography is a function of the county government. Honorable Speaker, it is important for the county governments also to know their role and to know what to do. And once every sector of this nation will take, good control of our young people, we will have a better society. Honorable Speaker, as I said, I support this bill, and it is my prayer that soon and very soon, all of us will support and that it will be put into practice. As I finish, I want to look at 27, cyber harassment. Under cyber harassment, Honorable Speaker, we know very well that especially members of this Honorable House have been harassed in different ways. Others have been intimidated, harassed, and people receive so many funny photos, and some people don't even know how to respond to that. And once we put this bill into practice, we will overcome all that, and even make sure that the criminals who practice under this will be, the government will take control of everything, and we will have a healthy and a better society. And with those few remarks, I support. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this chance. And I just want to give just some brief remarks in the view of the bill sponsored by my brother. One is that I find it a pity, Honorable Speaker, when we are still discussing these kind of soft things, especially in IT, when the whole world is now discussing about AI, discussing about data analytics, and other progressive technologies that are helping the economies, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, when we talk about regulating whatever is posted in the internet, be it in whichever platform, whether website or even social media, and especially having listened to some of my colleagues here before who had given their views earlier. Honorable Speaker, I tend to believe that laws must always be made, and discussions like this should always be considered devoid of emotions, because we have seen in many situations, Honorable Speaker, that comforts change, and it's a revolving door. And therefore, it's always important that even as we make laws, we become objective, so that it can serve the current purpose and the current situation and the current timing, but also far-reaching in serving our country, not just in terms of where we sit and stand, but also in terms of what is right. Honorable Speaker, across the world, it has become very tricky to limit the freedoms of the people, and especially when it comes to usage of internet. Because, Honorable Speaker, practically, no country can pretend to live in an island by itself. The world is interconnected, Honorable Speaker, and especially the distances have been made shorter by the internet. And therefore, even as we legislate for our internal laws, it is important to know that Kenya is just part of the global sphere, Honorable Speaker, and whatever laws that we make, and especially regarding the internet, should encompass whatever happens elsewhere, so that we do not actually legislate in futility. But, Honorable Speaker, broadly speaking, I have seen it is always important for any nation and any country to always not limit debates. Debates meaning that happens here, but also that happens outside. Because it is out of people interacting without limitations that the best is actually found. And the best alternatives in terms of debates always suffice. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, it will not be proper for any member of this House to sit in this House to limit the freedoms of Kenyans, which are well enshrined in our Constitution. And I call upon all of us as the leadership that it is important when we join the realms of leadership that we must develop a thick skin. And I don't think what is going to change is about how Kenyans interact with the internet. What must change is how leaders view those interactions. And I say so because whatever we talk about here in terms of usage of social media is basically what is directed to the public servants and the people in the public life, like ourselves. But, Honorable Speaker, we have to always know that we are never here by invitation. Out of our own volition, we choose to serve the Kenyan people in the public life, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, anyone who would not be willing to take up the heat that comes with the job, probably they are in the wrong job, or they should look for something else that is in line with the thickness of their skin. Honorable Speaker, across, it is important that whatever we do, we continue to affirm what is in the Constitution. What is there is for Kenyans to express themselves, Honorable Speaker. And we have seen that robust debates always. Robust debates, and when we don't limit how people debate, Honorable Speaker, we always get better ideas and better solutions for our problems. And Honorable Speaker, therefore, I submit.
Are you on a point of order? Are you on a point of order? Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I've listened to the Honorable Dindi Nyoro, an eloquent and good speaker, Honorable Speaker. And I've listened to him, but I also want to say, there's something called relevance. This bill, Honorable Speaker, is not general about cyber crime and computers, Honorable Speaker. It speaks to certain very important fundamentals of a nation.
Order.
Honorable Speaker.
Order, Honorable Deputy Majority Leader. You interject on a point of order when the member contributing who you perceive to be out of order is still contributing, not after he has concluded. But for conclusion purposes, have you contributed to this motion yourself, this debate? You have already contributed. You seconded. Yeah, well, if you had another moment, yes. But now, whatever good ideas you have to say, you have better give it to somebody else.
No, Honorable Speaker, no. You're infringing on my...
What right? What right? The right to stand on a standing on a point of...
Right to stand on a point of order.
What is out of order?
I will speak to you.
No, he is not on his feet. Look, no.
Point of order to the Speaker. Yes, I have that right.
The point of order, if it's order, honorable members. I want to respect all your rights, and I know you order. You don't get worked up. I am the last person to try and limit your rights. But just can you listen to me? Rules are rules. If you have to stand on a point of order and fault the contribution of a member, then you do it when the member is on his feet. You're not going to... so what's the point of order? Okay, what's your point? Proceed. Because you mentioned Honorable Ndidi Nyoro.
Honorable Speaker, I want to make clarity on the motion and not on the contribution of the member. The motion, Honorable Speaker...
That is okay. That's okay. Proceed. Proceed and limit yourself to the content in that and say that this is how it is. Can you give the Deputy Majority Leader?
Yes. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to clarify. This motion, this particular bill, Honorable Speaker, is very clear on what it intends to do. To limit freedoms on issues that are very pertinent. Terrorism, Honorable Speaker.
Defined issues.
Yes.
Okay.
Terrorism and cultic issues.
Yes.
And the third one, Honorable Speaker, is on the issue of child pornography, terrorism, and extreme religious practices on social media. Not on leaders, not on personalities, not on government. Things that are fundamental, which are actually constitutional.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker.
You're informing the House.
It is unconstitutional for you to publish pornography. It is unconstitutional for you to engage in terrorism.
Perfectly in order,
Honorable Speaker.
You're informing
so as
the
we
House.
debate, Honorable Speaker, including the Honorable Ndidi Nyoro, he must debate within the confines of the bill. I've made my point, Honorable Speaker.
Can I just, much as I appreciate the zeal and the energy with which you prosecute your ideas, you just say, Mr. Speaker, I want to rise on a point of information for the House. And the Speaker, the Chair will give you. But when you mention another member who has just sat down, then of course it becomes an issue for another ruling. Anyway, but that is now well taken. That you are allowed. The MP for Kangundo, where is Fabian Muli?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the chance to articulate on this bill.
Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I'd like to start by putting that law is like a chestnut. So when we are in this house, we all come in good faith. We are making laws for humble society. So when you deal with a chestnut, the way you are sending it can hit and it still can hit your hand. So law is like a chestnut. Honorable Speaker, I go direct by the computer. The computer mathematician inventor, Mr. Charles Babbage, in 1830. We like to congratulate the Analytica, how he came with the idea of bringing computer by 1830. If you see the development of computer, it has been benefit to human era. It has gone to many coded, benefiting people, benefiting countries, benefiting generation. In 1981, you remember when IBM was a critic on putting now the computer machine, which come now to work as a one-engine analytical. Now, coming to the present days where we are, it has come to a era that people have lost their direction. There are people who are benefited by use of computer. Too many people are benefiting. But there are people who are desperate looking for something to benefit within that computer. And that's why I'm saying that we have to make laws to control what is happening. We are not saying that the society is bad. We are saying that there must be a meter. There must be a measure. There must be a limiter to say that if you do B, we do C to you. I want to go to this bill. I congratulate the drafter of this bill, but I'm saying that it's so minimal to the happening of today. It is the high time we need to put some more pain and the value compensation to the damage being done in computer. People are losing their business because of computer crime. Somebody will wake up today, he doesn't like you, he just bring a proxy identity online, he mess your business. That's why I'm saying that today era needs proper laws to manage the happenings. If today the defamation happening online, you can wake up tomorrow, somebody has created something AI with your portal and they trading everywhere to make money on defamation your name. So that's why, Honorable Speaker, I say this bill is very important and we should proceed in making more. And there should no honorable member think that when the law made this house must be targeting certain group. And if you feel this law made targeting certain group, there will be that reading where you can do the amendment. We have freedom in this house as a member. You can do the amendment in that reading. So there is no law which here this house can make to target some certain groups. All the members have that right. All the members, they can make that law. And this cyber crime, people are joking with it. It has become a threat to national security. If somebody gets bored of what is happening in the government, in the evening you can send anything. Our young people are very educated. Our young people are so important to us. But see what is happening in cybercrime. Somebody taking propaganda online and sending it anyhow. You don't care who gets it. My daughter in grade 8 has a phone. He accesses my phone. He can check what is happening. My daughter has no capacity to authenticate the material which are real or are not real. So it is high time we need proxy people. Too much proxy happening online. This is a good mission. A mission which was invented for development. But some people, criminals, especially many politicians, they have sneaked there to send their business there. We cannot lose our country identity. People are losing. You go outside there, somebody put anything online. They don't care what they are damaging their country. They don't care where it is going because this somebody is so disparate. I was talking to one MCA in my area. He was being defamed by a young boy who is from 2, a young boy who has no anything to understand, but he was given a material to send. So I told him, this is a bit critical. Because the person who is sending that material, what value, if you say you want to be paid defamation, what value does he have to recompensate you? He has nothing. So it is high time this bill has come, but I think it is not enough. But one stone is better than a million we are waiting. So let's move with this bill, but we need to do more. We need to do better and save the people who are benefiting with the content online. You see our young people dancing here. There are one who are doing very good. But there is very good characters. Even you see what is happening within Gen Z. If you track what Gen Z they are doing very good. But people of 60 years, they have open account and calling them Gen Z. They are trying to poison our generation. We are losing our generation because of wasted age. People who have no idea, people who have no future. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and I support the bill.
The Honorable MP for Wajir North, followed by the Honorable Kimuli.
Wajir North, not Kimuli.
Proceed, Wajir North. I've already said Wajir North. Order. I said the Honorable MP for Wajir North, followed by...
Mr. Speaker.
No, not now. You can rise on your point of order later. Order, Kimuli. Proceed. There is nothing out of order because nobody has contributed. Unless you want to say...
No.
Is it point of information or point of order?
Mr. Speaker.
Order, Kimuli, order. Order. Kimuli, please. What is your point of order? He did not even contribute.
Thank you, Speaker.
Yes.
Speaker, you know, in our culture and in our Kamba language, when you say Kimuli means that is something to do with, it's a serious and abuse, Mr. Speaker. I'm not Kumuli, I'm Kimilu. Speaker.
I'm sorry, I'm not an expert in your language. So, Kimilu. Okay. Point taken. Point taken. Point taken. Point taken. What's your information, Majority Leader? Can you give the Majority Leader the mic, for God's sake?
Okay. Honorable Speaker, just to inform the House that Kimuli is actually the devil. So the Honorable Member, Honorable Kimilu, is right that he cannot be referred to as Kimuli. Order. That matters. If anything, the Honorable Kimilu, Joshua, is a very good Christian.
Order. That matter has been disposed of. I don't know what kind of a mileage you intend to get by this. He has already put it very well and said that Honorable Kimilu, sorry if I said Kimuli, it's just a slip of tongue and I don't know the language. So,
Mr. Speaker,
a lot of times people, instead of calling me Farah, call me Fala, but I don't take offense of it. I don't take offense of it because that's the nature. They pronounce L as R and R as L. So, okay. Proceed, Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, we all love to belong to a society which enjoys freedoms and liberties. The rights and liberties as they are in the Constitution and universally practiced. But there are limits. These freedoms come with responsibility. If there are no crimes, if there are no offenses committed, then we would not have been here in an august house legislating, making rules if there will be no offenses. The government would not have had police to enforce laws if crime is not committed. So it will be idealistic for somebody to say that we should not limit or legislate in a manner to limit some rights. Or everything, if we don't limit some of these rights, if these rights and freedoms are not well guarded and checked, then we will have a world full of vices, criminality, and there will be chaos, anarchy. So I think it is quite in order to make sure that there are laws that regulate how we exercise our rights and freedoms. They don't just fall from heaven. These are things that have to be regulated. Many a times, rights and freedoms are abused. Mr. Speaker, cybercrime has become a serious challenge in as much as it is potential. Cyber, the virtual space, the digital world, in as much as their contribution to the economy, to the society cannot be gainsaid, it is real to say that they have come also with demerits. Immeasurable, innumerable, that they must be managed. The use of computers and cyber must be managed for the well-being of the society, Mr. Speaker. What is happening in the social space, Mr. Speaker, is something akin to highway robbery, violent robbery. Mr. Speaker, initially it used to be merely some kind of defamation, misinformation. What is happening today in the cyberspace are criminal offenses. Felonies, actually. Serious ones, Mr. Speaker, so to speak. The social fabric is torn. We have lost our culture and identity just because this new thing has come in. I'm not saying it's not useful. It is good. But it has come with its own disadvantages, its own demerits. That is why the bill by my colleague, Honorable Aden, the one on computer misuse and cybercrime, comes in handy. It regulates the excesses of those freedoms and liberties, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the social media that has come us all over social media, trying to steal from unsuspecting innocent citizens. Mr. Speaker, there is an identity theft. Somebody can try to appear like the Speaker himself, Honorable Farah Ma'lim. Assume your identity, your personal user names, and steal, impersonate, and do all that could have been done physically by Farah himself, Honorable Farah himself. So there is identity crisis in the social media. We are at a time AI is being used to at least produce the photos of people who have died 100 years ago. You only need to put some attributes into the system. And there you get somebody who looks like your grandfather. Some just appears like your grandfather, whom you have never seen. We are in such a kind of very alarming misinformation, which you cannot copyright, which you can't take it as a true information. We are at a level where it has never happened in the history of this republic, where His Excellency the President is abused to such a level, Mr. Speaker. His family is abused, and no action can be taken just because one thing is cited: the rights, the freedoms. We can't use these rights and freedoms to malign, to at least spoil the reputation of other Kenyans. People have a dignity to protect, a life to protect, a family to protect. Social media has become an avenue, a vehicle to abuse innocent Kenyans, leaders, starting from the president to members of parliament and other respectful Kenyans, Mr. Speaker. There are many malware attacks, Mr. Speaker. If that is not controlled, systems are being crashed, viruses have been introduced. They even call worms these days, just to make sure that systems do not work. Banking systems are affected. Military systems are affected. All systems that are virtual are being affected. So one cannot say we are limiting rights, we are limiting freedoms. No, those freedoms and rights should be exercised, but there must be checks. We should protect those rights and freedoms not to come with abuses. Mr. Speaker, there is cyber stalking, which is an offense, threatening individuals online. Many Kenyans have been followed, stalked, abused, and threatened. There is child exploitation. Pornography is something very available on the social platforms. Our children are exposed to these things. And parental care is not sufficient to protect our children, to cushion our children from this dangerous behavior, which is available on social media, Mr. Speaker. Does that mean that a certain right is being limited? No. There is a dangerous thing, a dangerous social vice that needs protection from our children. Mr. Speaker, phishing, as mentioned by the mover of the motion, that fraudulent use of passwords, private identities, keywords, they are easily received, and your bank accounts can be emptied, your information can be taken away. So many things happen. Mr. Speaker, hacking is a modern way of stealing. Hacking is a modern way of stealing. Mr. Speaker, cybercrime and computer misuse has brought a lot of financial losses to Kenyans. They brought a lot of breach to privacy to individuals and families. Mr. Speaker, they affected reputations of Kenyans. They have affected us morally. They have affected us morally. And many otherwise, it's like I'm being limited. It's like I'm being limited. There is a moral decadence that is being necessitated by this kind of social media. Economically, many have been brought down. Contraband goods are being sold on social platforms, Mr. Speaker, including medicine. A lot of drugs and medicine are available on social platforms, which are not genuine, which are fake, and which affect the health of Kenyans, Mr. Speaker. If that is not controlled, then we will be having an expensive healthcare system, Mr. Speaker. Tribal clashes have become common because of the kind of language we use on social media. Mr. Speaker, children abduction has become common. And finally, academically, are we really ourselves? We have used social media to copy-paste, to steal, and to impersonate ourselves academically. We are not ourselves. Our thoughts are not our views. We mimic others. We are not really ourselves. Mr. Speaker, of concern to me, do we have the capacity to regulate this law if passed? Is our DCI having the capacity to enforce? That's also a big concern. Of concern to me, we have taken procurement online. You must have heard if Miss once, one of the officers has claimed during the NYS saga that his password has been stolen.
You have 1 minute. 1 minute.
Thank you. It is on record that during the NYS scandal, an officer who was accountable has claimed his password has been stolen. Today, all our procurement has been made online. Are we safe? Is IFMIS safe? If we have the capacity, so good. If we don't, then we need to have checks to all these that come with this good thing. It is a good thing that must be balanced with tough and serious regulations. I support, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that in the last parliament, Mr. Speaker, with the Committee of ICT and Communication, Mr. Speaker, we come up with a law about cybercrime, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm proud when I see some of these amendments and changes coming to the law, because, Mr. Speaker, we cannot make a law within a day. It's a process, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to say cybercrime is a serious issue, Mr. Speaker. And the whole world, Mr. Speaker, has a problem. And no country has got it right, because it changes day after the other. Mr. Speaker, many people, Kenyans, have been caught through the cybercrime, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I being one of those who were caught, Mr. Speaker, early this year, around February, Mr. Speaker, someone hacked my WhatsApp and used my name to con people, Mr. Speaker. And it took me time before I take the control, and many people were caught a lot of money, Mr. Speaker. I was, Mr. Speaker, I was not happy to see some of these youths, some of them because of lack of jobs, Mr. Speaker. I saw someone drawing Osoro with a long tail when he was doing empowerment, Mr. Speaker. And I said, as in a person like Osoro with a long tail, Mr. Speaker, that is an abuse, Mr. Speaker. And I think some of these things is where we are saying, Mr. Speaker, we need to control. And I want to advise some of these, the government, because I can see members of government here like Osoro, that you need to give these youth jobs. As a country, Mr. Speaker, we are in a state whereby we need to invest more in employing the youth, giving the youth work, because, Mr. Speaker, that will also reduce misuse of this cyber. Mr. Speaker, we have seen misuse of media, social media, Mr. Speaker, whereby people are abusing each other day out, Mr. Speaker. And this is, Mr. Speaker, due to lack of control of social media, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as a leader, Mr. Speaker, I need to take my initiative and try to engage our youth, Mr. Speaker, to see what we can